Hi cities, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya. So thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I made a first video and I just found out that there is no sound on the video, so I am creating another one. So please, yeah. So I am sure majority of you may have seen what is going on between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Loomer. The girls are fighting and it is not looking so good, to the extent that they are exposing each other's private stories and all that, and it is kind of becoming very wild. So I am going to ask this. I thought Marjorie Taylor Greene is married because at this point in time, Lauren Loomer just got everything all out, and I am asking what is going on. She also exposed that Marjorie Taylor Greene, kneels down like she wants to pray, and when you think somebody that kneels down, you think she's praying, not knowing that she is doing the other way around. Boo ha ha ha. Seriously, I just don't know what to say, but yeah, politics has actually brought both of them acting really crazy this time around. And what can I say? I really do not have a lot to do because I don't care about Marjorie Taylor Greene and my Lauren Loomer. Both of them are just two insane person, but seeing both of them that are in the same party fighting over who will be the right hand woman of Donald Trump isn't kind of crazy, but it is what it is. I am just gonna roll this video and let me know what you all think in the comment section. And the video is also very funny, so be ready to laugh out, y'all. Let's get into it.
Marjorie Taylor Greene and Laura Loomer are in an all-out MAGA civil war right now on Twitter. You've got to see this. So Marjorie Taylor Greene shows that Laura Loomer blocked her on Twitter and said, "Of course, what a coward. I looked her up after I heard she attacked the Medal of Honor recipient who risked his own life heroically to save his military brothers from a bomber." And why did she attack this guy? Because he spoke at a Democratic convention. He goes on to question what intelligence agency has bankrolled the twice-failed congressional candidate Laura Loomer all these years, which is a valid question. Going on to say she's never had a real job, she's not allowed to own a firearm, and she spends 100% of her time trying to funnel her lies and propaganda to the president, also true. Proceeding to call her a liar and dangerous, and look at what Laura Loomer had to say. She says, "I wish Marjorie Taylor Greene got on her knees for her Lord and Savior as much as she got on her knees for men who aren't her husband. Just another fake Christian. Can you call yourself a Christian when your mouth is full of other men's..." Closing off by saying, "I may be Jewish, but at least I'm not a Jezebel." Spoken like a true woman of faith right there. Very godly words here. Marjorie Taylor Greene brought up a lot of good points there, questioning Loomer's livelihood, credibility, and motives. But both of these people are key players in the far-right media machine. And this type of infighting doesn't just bruise their egos, it weakens their united front.
I had to go back. And the reason why I had to go back, it's y'all fault. Why I had to go back. I had to get back on Twitter because ain't nobody told me nothing. Nobody told me that this was going on. Nobody told me that there was a battle going on over there on Twitter between Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And baby, you can see by this headline that it got real ugly. Now, I just happened to be scrolling over there on Threads, and I came across somebody that posted these long dissertations. One dissertation was posted by Laura Loomer, and the other dissertation was posted by Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I'm coming in a day later after the fact, and it's hard to piece all of these together based on the timeline. So we just gonna roll with it. First, let's just get into what the article says. Now, I got this article. This is from Mediaite. We're just going to read the article and see where that takes us, okay? So it starts with far-right commentator Laura Loomer took the ongoing feud between herself and Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene to the next level on Monday. Loomer and Greene, two longtime allies of President Donald Trump and conspiracy theory peddlers, are trading blows in a public dispute that began as a debate over the United States relationship with It's Not Real, but has developed into something else entirely. So this started last Friday. Last Friday, Loomer took exception to Greene's criticism of It's Not Real. Quote, "MTG constantly asks me to introduce her to Jewish donors. Hilarious. I'm going to go through her FEC and show all the receipts. There is no genocide in Gaza. MTG is just angry. She was iced out by the White House, so she wants to create drama for the Trump administration. They really don't want much to do with her. She is very triggered by it, and now she's lashing out. It's really that simple. She was more than happy to beg Jews for money. End quote. Now remember the last time I came in and talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene, I told y'all she was a bitter Betty. She was a bitter Betty because she didn't get chosen for any cabinet positions. And here, Laura Loomer, I hate to say it, is basically confirming what I said. But moving on with the article. On Monday morning, Greene posted a screenshot showing that Loomer had blocked her on social media, musing, of course, what a coward. Oh, baby, I got that screenshot. Let's pull it up. Okay, this is that screenshot of the post that she made over on Twitter, and this is what it says. Of course, what a coward. I looked her up after I heard she attacked Medal of Honor recipient Florent Groberg, who risked his own life to heroically save his military brothers from a suicide bomber. What was hero Florent Groberg's Loomer crime? Nothing. He spoke at a Democrat convention, but Laura Loomer has zero respect or reverence for even the most heroic people in America. Ask any veteran, military member, and American. No one cares about his politics. The man was willing to die to save others from a suicide bomber. Shut up, Laura. But there is more. She is using a Medal of Honor recipient as a pawn to attack Secretary of Army Dan Driscoll because they honored him. Laura Loomer will lie about and slander the best people in order to rip apart other Republicans she is trying to destroy. She routinely lies about me. She constantly lied about Matt Gaetz. She lies about those of us who are hardcore and unapologetically America first. As a matter of fact, 95% of her slanderous attacks are against Republicans. Why does she do that? Because she is not MAGA. She is MEGA. MIGA. Many people are asking who or what government or what intelligence agency has bankrolled the twice failed congressional candidate Laura Loomer all these years, because she has never had a real job. She is not legally allowed to own a gun, and she spends 100% of her time trying to funnel her lies and manipulated propaganda to the President of the United States. Many people need to wake up about her reporting, researching facts, and then spinning them into lies to serve her agenda. Doesn't make her good or trustworthy. It makes her a liar, and it makes her dangerous. Baby, we've been saying that about Laura Loomer for years, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you've been silent. You've been silent. But now that you're a bitter Betty and y'all are going through it over there on Twitter, now you want to call her out? Anyway, back to the article. Well, the article says once Marjorie Taylor Greene put that tweet out, Laura Loomer came back with her own tweet, and I've got that screenshot too. Baby, when I told you they were posting dissertations, I meant that shit. This is what Laura Loomer put out there. Let's read it. At MT Green, you attacked me, planted a story about me in the New York Times when Trump wanted to hire me in 2023. You made up lies because you couldn't stand the idea of another woman in the GOP having success. Speaking of lies, you ruined your entire family by cheating on your husband with a sex guru. And for the last 4 months, you have been doing nothing but spewing lies about the Trump administration because you don't get enough attention from the Trump administration. I have had you blocked since 2023 when you called the Trump campaign and smeared me with lies because as a member of Congress, you engage in tortious interference and use your position to interfere in other people's employment. You're a dishonorable person, and now you're accusing me of being funded by an intelligence community that bankrolled my congressional campaigns when you yourself donated to my campaign. You are a compulsive liar who abuses their seat in Congress to lie. I worked for a Fox News affiliate doing production work. That is a real job. I worked for James O. Kiefel as an investigative journalist and as his communications director for several years. This is a real job. I created my own news media company in 2018, which I have had and operated ever since 2018. This is a real job. Being a journalist is a real job. Being self-employed by a media company is a real job. I didn't inherit a lucrative construction company from my daddy and ex-husband like you inherited one from your dad and ex-husband who is rolling over in his grave about what a lying, low-life degenerate his daughter has become. You know, the same ex-husband who divorced you because you couldn't stop bending over for multiple men to F you inside those CrossFit gyms where you had all of your mini affairs. Hold on, there's more. There's another screenshot. Here's Laura's second part to her tweet. And it doesn't flow through with what she left off on in the first post. So we just gonna roll with it. I don't insider trade in Congress, and I haven't made a ton of money trading stocks in Congress. But you are making lots of money trading stocks in Congress on vaccines and defense stocks, despite pretending to be anti-vaccine and anti-war. I worked for everything I have. I started my own media company, and now I have a successful research firm. You don't get to take my accomplishments away from me because you are crashing out over leaving the GOP. You have always been a compulsive liar, and people finally have woken up to how disingenuous you are. I am allowed to criticize and report on anyone I want to report on, and that includes secretaries who counter-signal the president on social media. You are okay with people who counter-signal Trump, though, because you do that every single day, which is why you now have to pander to neo-Nazis. I'm guessing that's supposed to be you now have to pander to neo-Nazis who go around accusing Trump of being controlled by a foreign government for relevancy. You lied and said Trump would get us in World War III, and you lied and said he isn't America first. Just admit the White House is sick of your white trash hick charade. I am filing an ethics complaint against you for falsely accusing me of being funded by an intelligence agency. That is an abuse of your power. Just because you are consumed by your rage and jealousy doesn't mean you get to go around lying, accusing private citizens of being intelligence agents. I ran for Congress as a grassroots candidate and fundraised every penny I raised by myself by campaigning 18 hours a day and knocking on over 100,000 doors while being banned on every social media site. Now, this is according to Laura Loomer. She did all of this, and yet and still, she still lost both of her campaigns. Moving on. President Trump also voted for me and publicly tweeted support for my campaign. You are trying to accuse me of being an it's not real agent with zero evidence because you have become so consumed by your hatred of Jews. Everyone can see it. You call yourself a Christian while you wreck your marriage like a whore and lie out of bloated horse face, which has permanent damage from your years of alleged steroid use, which is why you look like a Neanderthal. Now, Laura Loomer, before you talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene's looks, I would suggest you go out there and Google yourself to see what photographs are floating around out there of you, because baby, you be looking a hot mess. But moving on. I was a part of MAGA long before you ever ran for Congress as the white trash opportunist hooker you've always been. Enjoy your increasing irrelevancy, Marge. Baby Marge and Laura Loomer are putting out some real low down dirty information. This is like the situation that we talked about the other day with those Charlie Kirk social media influencers that work for Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, how they was getting down over there on the Twitters. Yeah, this is, baby, the women over there in MAGA are losing their minds, and they're doing it publicly, and they are putting out there all of their skeletons. Anywho, back to the article. So the article says Laura Loomer followed that up with the screenshot of a Daily Mail story from 2021 about Green allegedly cheating on her husband with a tantric sex guru and the manager of her gym. I got a screenshot of that, baby. Here's the tweet. This is the Daily Mail article. Baby, I believe I covered this on YouTube. You could go back in the video archive and look for it. I believe I covered this exclusive story that the Daily Mail put out. If I can find the link, I will put the link so y'all can go and check it out. Yes, the Daily Mail did an entire expose on Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of her shenanigans that was taking place at the gym. She was accused of cheating on her husband. And so to dig at Marge, Laura Loomer tweeted out the information in this article, and she captioned her tweet with, MTG isn't a Christian. How do you call yourself a Christian when you're wearing a cross while getting bent over backwards inside the gym by every man who isn't your husband? She's on her knees, all right, and it's not for praying. She never wants to talk about this. Why not? Laura Loomer is coming with it. But baby, they both are trash to me. Well, that's the end of the article, but Laura Loomer wasn't done. She had one more post to put out there in regards to Marjorie Taylor Greene. So Laura Loomer put out another tweet that said it was the Jews who made MTG cheat on her husband in the back room of a CrossFit gym. The Zionists forcefully opened up her legs and made her destroy her family. They made her ruin a marriage. And then she retweeted that with a quote that says, I wish at Rep MTG got her on her knees for her Lord and Savior as much as she got on her knees for men who aren't her husband. Just another fake Christian. Can you call yourself a Christian when your mouth is full of other men's shaboinkas? I may be Jewish, but at least I'm not a Jezebel. So yeah, I had to go back because your girl is missing too much. I missed the whole turning point fallout between all of those women. And then I missed the fallout between Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now they've been going at it for years, Marjorie Taylor Greene, because yeah, both of them want to be the MAGA queen. They want to be Donald Trump's right-hand MAGA queen. And they've been battling for that position against each other for a few years now. I'm mad I missed it, but I'm glad I got the tea. If y'all want to follow me over there on Twitter, if you're over there on Twitter, follow me. I won't be doing a whole lot over there because this is just for research purposes.
I spent the last 20 minutes going down the rabbit hole of the Laura Loomer Pick Me Marge feud. Apparently several years back, Pick Me Marge accused Laura Loomer of working for a foreign government. And holy hell. So it started 2 days ago with Laura Loomer saying, you attacked me and planted a story. You made up lies because you couldn't stand the idea of another woman in the GOP having success. Speaking of lies, you ruined your entire family by cheating on your husband with this sex guru, and for the last 4 months you've been doing nothing but spewing lies about the Trump admin because you couldn't get enough attention. You're a dishonorable person, and now you are accusing me of being funded by an intelligence community when you yourself donated to my campaign. You're a compulsive liar who abuses their seat in Congress to lie. I didn't inherit a lucrative construction company from my daddy and ex-husband like you inherited from your dad and ex-husband, who is now rolling over in the grave about what a lying low-life degenerate his daughter has become. You know, the same ex-husband who divorced you because you couldn't stop bending over for multiple men to fuck you inside those CrossFit gyms where you had all of your many affairs. I don't insider trade in Congress. You pander to neo-Nazis and you lie. I'm filing an ethics complaint. That's an abuse of your power. Just because you're consumed by your rage and jealousy doesn't mean you get to go around lying, accusing private citizens of being intelligence agents, blah, blah, blah. You call yourself a Christian while you wreck your marriage like a whore and lie out of your bloated horse face, which has permanent damage from your years of alleged steroid use, which is why you look like a Neanderthal. I was MAGA long before you ever ran for Congress as the white trash opportunist you've always been. Enjoy your increasing irreverency, Marge, but she's just getting started. MTG isn't a Christian. How do you call yourself a Christian when you're wearing a cross while being bent over backwards inside the gym by every man who isn't your husband? She said she's trying to relive her youth because she ruined her marriage being a skank. Trump wouldn't endorse her Senate run, so she's chosen to welcome in menopause with neo-Nazi and Trump hatred. Her life has no value or meaning, must suck to be so useless. The same day she said Pick Me Marge is a homewrecker, her narcissistic personality disorder has made her believe she's Trump's successor. She truly believes her word has more weight than Donald Dump's, and her narcissism has rotted her brain like cancer. Now it's making her rip our country off. This is a woman who allowed her sexual impulse to tear her family apart. She wants to now tear our country apart to try to steal Donald Dump's movement away from him. Don't let this homewrecker become a country wrecker. Trump would benefit from putting her in place and reminding this rabid dog who is the boss and he's the real leader of MAGA. It's Donald Dump, not Pick Me Marge. This is all I could find from Pick Me Marge. She says Laura Loomer viciously attacks and lies about those of us who are Donald Dump's most loyal, original MAGA supporters. She has no long-time relationships because she psychotically turns on everyone. She's the most unstable person and worst liability to ever walk in the Oval Office. Even Twitter was shocked by the words Laura Loomer had for Pick Me Marge. She said, the lying fake Christian whore is lying about me again. She's so jealous that she's fading into irrelevancy. After she couldn't secure an endorsement for her Senate campaign, she claims I've lied about her and smeared her. I posted receipts for everything I said. She refuses to address those. She says here she is bashing Donald Dump. Does this look like loyalty? Accusing him of not keeping his campaign promises and lying, saying he got us into World War III. She's one dumb bitch, probably the dumbest bitch in Congress, and definitely not loyal. Just ask her ex-husband, Peril. And most recently, she's like, FAFO, I know your daughters lack any real talent because they share your genes, but campaign donations aren't supposed to be used as a form of welfare. You're literally a multimillionaire following. You're divorced from your husband, who's the person who actually runs your family construction company, and yet your kids are being paid via your campaign donations. How embarrassing. You should tell your daughters to get a real job.
This is all I got from this video. Oh my goodness. Like, how do they feel doing all this on the internet? Like, why would both of them, why are they dragging for Trump's right-hand woman or right-hand man, whichever one they are? Because Marjorie Taylor Greene looks like a, even the other one too. I want to scream, but I just cannot scream so hard because I will frighten you. Like, what do you mean that she only kneeled down to... She doesn't kneel down to pray, but she uses it to collect other men's that is not her husband. Hey! And these are the people, some people, like, you know, they will come out for another, maybe vote. Sorry, I don't know why I'm just yapping, but I will chill and talk about it. I think the girls are fighting, right? It's okay. So these people will come out maybe sometime to be a congresswoman or congressman. I don't know what they look like, but yeah. But you tell me sometimes look like a man, sometimes like a woman. So somebody will vote for them. Are there some people's role model? What contribution are they actually making when it comes to politics? Because sincerely speaking, on a very serious note, I am not seeing anything. Marjorie Taylor Greene has always been that beach blower. Yeah, that is who she is. And to my greatest surprise, you all know somehow she started trying to criticize because she learned that they are trying to take away that women won't be voting. Yeah, I brought that news here that they said that women will not be voting. That was when she said like who asked them to say something like that? She felt attacked that, you know, her opinion and all that may not matter. That's why she started speaking up. But I am going to ask, of all things to fight for, I mean, position to fight for is to be Donald Trump's right hand person and all that, because I am not understanding it. On a very serious note, of all things to fight for, like, look at the way they are fighting, very dirty. And thanks to Tabitha for bringing it's actually very funny. I was just like, only opening my eyes because I can't laugh so hard, Mediaite Taylor Green is having a meltdown on and that is just her problem, not my problem. I don't care about both of them, but they are absolutely disgracing one another to the best of their knowledge, not to the best of my knowledge. But yeah, this is what it is. I love this kind of gist, because the people that thought that everything evolved all around them, that nothing, like, why? Wait, is Mediaite Taylor Green not old? I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why I am emphasizing. Why is she sleeping around? Is she not somebody's wife? Why is somebody's wife still sleeping around? And is she still married to the man? Is the husband not seeing all this dirty gist? Man, that is trashy, I'm not surprised at all these things because, like, she is always out of order. And yeah, let them fight. Let them have good time. That's all I can say. Bye for now.